All right. Good evening, sorry friends. This is Mitty Man coming at you again for Walker's Music. Yet another word. We give God all that praise and honor and glory. And we thank Him as usual. Thank you for each and every one of you, decided friend. Um, we finish up with the book of Joshua tonight, but this is, as you see the title, this is the Sunday school for the third Sunday in this month. I started on last year where I was gonna do like a short version of the Sunday school on. If I didn't do it on that Sunday morning early, I would do it that Saturday night before. So here it is that Saturday night before, and I know that I'm gonna more than likely get out of here earlier in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead on and do the Sunday school for tonight. And it's just a short version. It's no long. I cannot do it the way I would do it if I was teaching it in the Sunday school class at the church. It's just a brief synopsis, an overview of what the Sunday school is going to be about on tomorrow. To give those of you that perhaps not going to be able to go out to Sunday school, those that are bound at home or sick, whatever, if you still want to get the word of God, here it is. Now, I wanted to say, like I said, I did finish reading the book of Joshua on tonight. And I'm going to bring y'all up to date on that in another video. We're going to bring it from creation up until the land has been divided now to the children of Israel. They are in their land. They are resting in their land right now. Now we're finna go into Judges. And we'll probably do a brief overview of the book of Joshua on another video. But right now, let us go into the Sunday school lesson for tomorrow. It will be the third Sunday, January. On last Sunday, we was had. Matter of fact, that first Sunday, I had a rough time. Called Word and Works. In other words, that was the topic on the first Sunday. That was when I really had a bad day. My eye was messed up, and my nasal was running and everything. Had a very bad time on that Sunday. And then on second Sunday, we had Sing a New Song. And this Sunday, which will be January the 15th, it's called Good and Plenty. That's the subject. It comes from Unit 2, praise from and for God's creation. And the devotional reading comes from Psalm 66, 1 through 5. Background scriptures, Psalm 65, 67, 6 through 7. And the print passage comes from Psalm 65, 1, verse 1 and 2, verses 9 through 13. Key verse: by terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are far off upon the sea. That's Psalm 65 and verse 5, King James Version. In this lesson's aim, this is what it says: as a result of your experience in this lesson, you should be able to do these things. This as the student. You should become aware of the natural and human factors responsible for our material well-being. Feel gratitude for the ways that God meets our physical need. Now that's going to be a miracle there. And praise the Creator through good stewardship of our material blessings. I see some problems already. Because most of us not good stewards about what God has given us, because some of them won't even tithe. So I see a problem already with some of us with that. But in other words, they got some key terms and everything. But what I want to do, I'm going to read you the introduction. The introduction says, some of us may remember that the Choo Choo Charlie commercial, in which he repeatedly says that he loves his good and plenty candy and does not know of any other candy he loves so well. Many, even today as you read this, are having sweet tooth flashbacks. Choo Choo Charlie sung that song with excitement and vigor because the good and plenty candy helped to keep his locomotive moving. Interestingly, today, as compared to when the good and plenty candy came out, many material fancies are well in abundance. Okay, it said there was a time when we had one pair of shoes to wear to church. Some can recall putting cardboard in the bottom of those so that our feet would not get wet or dusty. Today, we can easily find it difficult to decide which pair of shoes best matches the outfit we are trying to wear. This overflowing abundance can be taken for granted if we are ever lose focus on the grantor and the sustainer of all good and perfect gifts. The possessions we have are just that, gifts. God has granted us opportunity to be dutiful stewards of what he had given us. Let us not only be mindful of the sweetness of God's good and plenty blessing, but let us also rejoice for the sweetness of he who provides good and plenty gifts. Oh man, this is awesome. This is going to be an awesome lesson tomorrow. People, let me take my little reading glasses off here for a second. This here is saying a whole lot, people. In other words, we have forgotten, a lot of us have forgotten where we come from. And I'm so glad that the writer of the text today decided that they would put in there and remind some of us of a time when we didn't have a one pair of shoes, one pair of Sunday shoes. And we call them Sunday shoes. Some of us didn't have a one pair of shoes, period. It wasn't no Sunday shoes. Them were the only shoes you had. But now God has blessed us so much until we don't forget about him. We not brag on the abundance of things that we got. The smartphones and the dumb phones and all the food we got in our cupboard. We got somewhere different stuff to eat. We don't even know what to go in there and pick up. And when you got so many people in this world that they don't have a choice. But yet still they have enough decency to give praises to God. I was watching James Roberts' program by Life today. I think that's what it is. And this year, I don't know whether he was Ethiopian. May not have been Ethiopian, but nevertheless, this was a African man, and he had got infected. His feet or something had got infected and everything, and some part of his body, and he could have died. But they saved and they spared his life, and the man got himself healed and they got some medical attention to the man, and the man recovered. And he was just giving God the praises and singing praises to God. He was giving God the praise. This is what this lesson is about. It's speaking about the good and plenty candy. And I know a lot of us know about that good and plenty candy because they used to sell it at the theater. When you go to the theater, that's where that candy was mostly sold at. They had it in store, but most of the time you see it at the theater. I remember that back in the early 70s. But praise for the provider. See, God is the provider of these things and all these blessings that we are enjoying, people. And we will not give God the praise. Like I said, the tithe is an indicator. The tithe doesn't belong to us. That belongs to God. Point blank, it doesn't even belong to you. But we won't even give God what belongs to him. And when you don't do that, you stealing. You robbing God. That's what the scripture says. Now, I know you got a lot of people now, they want to say the law. But no, tithe and go back further than the law. Abraham tithed to Melchizedek 400 years before the law was ever arrived. Abraham did that way before that. So, in other words, you can't say that tithing had anything to do with the law. Now, there might have been some things added when Moses, in the book of the law, after God gave Moses the law and everything, and then after they took them 10 commandments and made 613 laws out of 10. I don't know how they done that, but they did. But this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about praising the provider. We don't want to give God the praise. We will praise everybody and everything but God. And I don't understand that. The one who has blessed us the most. And then we are participating from the provider. In other words, we are participating. We get precipitation from the provider. In other words, God gives us the rain. Don't y'all know if we didn't have rain, we would all perish? We would all perish without rain. God brings the rain. God gives us the rain in his due season. But yet and still, we will not give God the praise. But now we will praise people. I just listen at people sometimes the way they praise certain folk. Like they did something so great. If the only thing that you can do good is because God is doing good through that person. It's not that person. There ain't nothing good in Mighty Man at all. It's only what God does through Mighty Man. Ain't nothing good in Mighty Man. The heart is evil. Period. People, this is going to be a good Sunday school lesson on tomorrow. Pastors from the provider. See, everything comes from the provider, which is God. We get pastors. What do we keep in our pastures? We keep our cows and our sheep and our oxen. Everything we keep it in our what? In our pastures. God makes certain that our pastures are full of plenty. Good and plenty. But yet and still, we will not give him the glory. You know what? This is sort of, when I told you I just finished reading the book of Joshua in my walk through the word through the year. I'm getting ready to go into Judges. And Joshua died at 110. He was just telling the people, choose you this day whom you gonna serve. But as far as me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. And we gonna give God the glory. In other words, that's what we need to decide, people. Who, you know, we got special people. Some people we'll just put up on a pedestal up there right beside Jesus. But you know what? God is not gonna have nobody up there beside him. Joshua told the people, if you ever forget this law and you start going about doing like the people that God drove out, God gonna do to you just what he did to them. See, in other words, God is a jealous God. But ain't you glad that Jesus is the grace of God? People, you know what? If it wasn't for the grace of God, we would be pitiful for all the transgressions that we do. And I mean, really, it is the grace of God that keeps us from being in dire judgment. You just think about it. If you had been these people back in the Bible days, God didn't play, and God still isn't playing. God is merciful, and his grace is abundant right now, only because of what he did on Calvary. But people, there's coming a day when God's grace gonna run out. You know, they say it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of an angry God. So, you know what? I would be very, very careful. Now, I mean, I'm going to put the Sunday school book up. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. I kind of wish I was going to my church tomorrow. But I'm not. I got to go. I'm going out to my third Sunday church, going out to play. I got to set up stuff, so I know I won't catch much of this Sunday school. But it's going to be a very good lesson. It's all talking about giving God the glory and the praise. We need to give God the praise and the glory for all the stuff, the well-being that we have. And you look at, you wouldn't have no problem praising God if you was in some of these third world countries and we had to suffer like some of these people suffering that I see on TV. They don't have food. They don't even have clean water to drink. We got much water as we want over here. We even got it in the bottles. And yet and still, we don't give God not 1 ounce of glory. We don't give him 1 ounce of thanks. I mean, really, people, I'm just going to tell it like it is. A lot of us, we don't give God not 1 ounce of praise. And the reason why I said we don't give him no praise is because we don't do what we're supposed to do about Christ. God don't need your money. You need him. That's the thing. He doesn't need us. He desires us. But we need him. This is Mighty Man. Good Sunday school for tomorrow. And I hope everybody gets something out of praise. Give praise to God. Give God the glory. Give him the praise and give him thanks for the goodness and the good and plenty that he has given us. All of us. If you are living in the United States, you are blessed. Now, I realize that we got some people over here that's in the poverty level and everything, but even our poor people is better off than some of the people over there in them third world countries. At least, even some to our poor people, at least they can get decent food every now and then. And they got clean water and drink. And I do believe that we got good people over here in the United States that goes out and they feed our people. Now, I'm quite sure that we got some out there that may not be getting what they would want. But thank God you're getting something. See, let me tell you something, people. Don't feel guilty because you can't feed everybody. You can't do it all yourself. But what we can do, that's what we should do. See, God is not looking for me, man, to feed everybody. You know I can't do that. I can't visit everybody in the hospital. I can't visit everybody that's in prison. But he want me to do that what we can do. And some of us are guilty from omission. Not commission, but omission. We refuse to do that what we even can do. That's the problem that God had with some of us. I'm just telling the truth, people. Don't get mad at me. I'm just a reader of the word and the studier of the word. God present the word. He made it. He present the word. He said, this is it. He told the children of Israel, if you ever forget this, the stuff that I did to your enemies, I'm going to do to you. I wonder sometimes, is he not talking to me and you as well? Out of all the blessings that he gives us, and we don't even, I'm glad God is not like us. Because if he was like us, some of us would be pitiful. Because he was going to put these things on us, but thank God for Jesus. Thank God for grace and mercy. Grace and mercy. That's the only reason a lot of us still standing. It's because of God's grace and mercy. But like I told you, and I'm going to tell you again, people, like the pathway say, one day God's grace is going to run out. And his judgment is going to be upon us. Be ready. Judgment coming. This middleman saying whatever you get into, if God is not in it, best you come out of it. To the next Bible study, next Bible study, or next video, whichever comes first. Peace and good night.